A few years ago, building a SaaS app was painful. You needed authentication, database, payments, emails, deployment, and every single thing needed setup. Sometimes you would spend 3 hours coding just to realize your environment file was wrong, or OAuth suddenly stopped working for absolutely no reason. But now, building SaaS apps feels completely different. Modern tools got really good. And when you combine the right stack together, coding starts feeling unfair. That's what this video is about. The exact stack that made building SaaS apps feel like cheating. And honestly, after using this stack, older setups feel exhausting. So let's start with the first tool, Next.js. Now, yes, I know everybody talks about Next.js, but there's a reason. It removes a ton of annoying setup. Things like routing, backend API, server rendering, layouts, and loading pages are already built in. So instead of spending hours configuring your app, you can actually focus on building features. And with vibe coding, things got even easier. You can now build entire features just by explaining what you want, which honestly feels insane sometimes. So the second part of this stack is AI, specifically GitHub Copilot. Now, why Copilot? Honestly, mostly personal preference. I still like coding inside Visual Studio Code. I still want the feeling that everything is under control. I've tried other AI code editors like Cursor and they're powerful, but sometimes it felt like the AI was doing too much for me. Again, that's just my preference. I just want AI to help me move faster through things like autocomplete, explaining code, fixing errors, generating boilerplate, and helping with refactoring. That balance feels perfect for me. But this part of the stack is optional. Use whatever makes you productive. One important thing though, be careful with modern stacks because a lot of things are abstracted now. That's why the goal of this channel is to break down important concepts in the simplest way possible. Things like middleware, React hooks, authentication, databases, and all the other stuff that actually matters when building real apps. Because even though AI is here, fundamentals still matter. And speaking of databases, since this video is all about building SaaS apps, we need to talk about the backend. Because nowadays, there are so many tools popping up. You have Supabase, Firebase, insforge, and a bunch of others. But the one I've really been enjoying recently is insforge. Technically, it's pretty similar to Supabase in a lot of ways. Both use PostgreSQL under the hood, and both come with authentication, storage, database features, and backend tools. So if you've used modern backend platforms before, the experience feels familiar. But one thing that really stood out to me with insforge is the AI gateway. And honestly, that feature matters a lot now when building modern SaaS apps. Because let's be real, you can't just launch a budget app anymore. Now it has to be an AI budget app, an AI productivity app, or an AI second brain. Add AI to the title and suddenly everybody looks at your startup like it just raised $40 million. Okay, maybe not everybody, but you get the point. Now next is payments. And thankfully, payments are way easier now compared to a few years ago. The most popular option right now is probably Stripe, and honestly, Stripe is amazing. But one limitation is that Stripe isn't fully available in every country. So for a lot of indie developers around the world, setting up payments can still become a headache. Especially when you finally finish your SaaS app and realize, oh cool, I can't actually receive money, which is a very important part of a business. So to solve that problem, I started looking into newer payment platforms. And the two I found were Polar and Cream. I tried both, and honestly, both are good. But personally, Cream just clicked for me. The setup felt simple, the developer experience felt clean, and getting things running was surprisingly smooth. Now you can absolutely use Polar too. I honestly don't think the difference is that huge. A lot of it comes down to preference, workflow, and what feels easier for you. And that's actually a good lesson for modern development in general. Sometimes there isn't one perfect tool. The best tool is usually the one that helps you ship faster without making your brain melt. Now that we have the stack, Next.js for the front end, GitHub Copilot for AI assisted coding, insforge for the back end, and Cream for payments, let's actually build something fun with it. This app is inspired by the anime Solo Leveling. And if you don't know the main character, this guy is an absolute menace. Bro starts as the weakest hunter imaginable, then suddenly starts leveling up like he unlocked premium developer mode. So the idea for this app is simple. What if we made a productivity app inspired by solo leveling? Instead of boring to-do lists, users get quests, XP, ranks, daily missions, and level progression, basically turning productivity into a game. But here's the twist. Users can create their own systems, things like custom quests, rewards, achievements, penalties, and progression rules. Then other users can browse different systems like Monk Discipline System or 100 times developer grind system and get bestowed by one. So let's build this app called Guild Up. First, I open my code editor and GitHub Copilot is ready. For the backend, I already have an account in insforge, so I start by creating a new project there. This is important because the backend should exist first, so everything else can connect to it later. Then you can simply copy the CLI command provided by insforge. I go to the terminal and run it. This sets up a new project directory, installs everything needed, and links my local project directly to the insforge backend. So now my front-end project already knows where the backend lives. After that, I ask Copilot to generate a Next.js boilerplate for me. I also use a custom prompt for my app that includes all the important configurations, folder structure, and routing setup, so I don't have to manually wire everything from scratch. My Copilot then interacted with insforge through the insforge CLI, allowing it to directly set up the database tables, configure authentication, create storage buckets, and connect the AI gateway automatically. Instead of manually wiring everything together step by step, the CLI handled most of the backend setup in just a few commands, which made the entire development process much faster and more convenient. After a while, we end up with this. Here, we have a solo leveling inspired landing page, and when we click on Browse Systems, we can see various official systems I created, like the solo leveling system and the 100 times developer system. And when we click on one, you can see how many members are inside along with the quests. Honestly, creating these quests was really fun. For example, one of the main quests requires you to run 5 kilometers without stopping, while one of the daily quests is 100 push-ups and 20 minutes of meditation. After completing them, you receive XPs, and if you fail, you receive penalties. Now let's try signing up. Here you can sign up using Google or email authentication, which was all created through insforge, so let's sign up. After that, we land on our system dashboard. But now, let's head over to our insforge project via insforge.dev. As you can see in the auth tab, we have the users we just created. Plus, you can easily add more authentication providers if needed, like Microsoft, Discord, or even custom OAuth providers like Clerk. Then if we go to the database tab, you can see that insforge automatically created multiple tables for us, including achievements, daily missions, notifications, and systems. And then in the AI gateway, we're currently using the free tier, which is already enough for our use case since we only use AI for automatically generating descriptions when creating systems. But later on, we could also use this to generate quest ideas automatically. It provides a really solid foundation for authentication, storage, databases, and AI services, which massively speeds up the process of building SaaS apps. Now the last part is payments. Back in our app, I created an upgrade page. For the free tier, users can only join up to 2 systems, while the pro version allows unlimited systems and additional features. To handle payments, you can head over to the Cream developer documentation. Typically, all you need is a checkout page and a webhook that updates the subscription tier of your users. And that's basically it. A few years ago, building something like this would take weeks of setup and debugging. From authentication, databases, storage, and even the AI gateway, it handled a lot of the backend complexity and made development feel much smoother. Also, all the tools we talked about in this video are linked in the description below if you want to check them out yourself. So if you want me to fully deploy and continue building this system app, comment below. And subscribe for more videos like this. I am Jason from Nova Designs team. Well, that's it for now, Novas. Thank you for watching.